YouTube, what's going on? Woody P coming back with another one. Sunday, happy Father's Day to the fathers out there. I'm gonna talk about what you learned about yourself in the last 2 years. But before I start the video, please watch the entire video, and if you like it, subscribe to the channel, share the video, save the video to receive more content like this and just content about life in general. Yeah, what you learned about yourself in the last 2 years, dealing with C19 and things like that. Had a lot of downtime, a lot of idle time. And this video is, I want to be clear, this video is not dedicated to anybody who was going through hard times during that period, or actually still could be going through hard times. So this video is dedicated to those who were relatively healthy during that time period, but didn't do anything during that time period. So we had a lot of downtime, a lot of idle time. Some people got laid off. Jobs probably, cut a lot of people. End of 2019, 2020, what did you do during that time period? It was a very negative time period. Every time you look on the news, all you seen was negative. So what did you do? You had to force yourself to be positive. And I say during that time period, you really found out if you had a pulse. You really found out if you had a pulse, because you had to find out what your interest was, what your hobbies was. Did you have any real drive? Especially with all that downtime, what were you doing during that period? I take myself, for example, I took my writing real serious. I always liked writing, but during that period, I had a lot more time with gyms being shut down and closed. I had a lot more time to dedicate myself to my writing, so that's what I did. But I couldn't figure out a way how I could put context behind it, because I love writing about sports and just life, but I couldn't figure out how I could put context behind it. So I figured I'd start a YouTube channel. So I start the second phase of, what I did to progress during that period. So started my channel, putting more context behind my writing, and like to talk about sports, so I could put context behind that too. So that's what I did during that period. Took my writing up another notch. So what did you do during that period? You really, like I say, you really learned a lot about yourself. Did you have any drive? Did you have any passion? Did you have any hobbies? You learned that, because if you can't say I started anything, or you can't look back and be like, okay, I at least got that done during that period, then that's why I say you don't have a pulse. Are you really living or just existing? Are you living or just existing at that point? Because you have nothing to look forward to, you have nothing to build towards. So what are you really, living for? Like I said, I want to be clear, this video is not dedicated to anybody who dealing with those hardships of COVID, C19, but for those who were, like I say, healthy and were able to function and do their normal daily activities. What did you do? So yeah, definitely think about that. Definitely think about that. Just something that was on my mind. Like I say, with my writing, I take my writing very serious. I put a writing every time in the description. Check it out. It's in the bottom in the description. Check it out, so you can see my thought process behind every video, what my angle is, so you have an idea of where I'm at with it. Yeah, you had a lot of downtime. What did you do with it? I know what a lot of people did with it, because obesity is at an all-time high. A lot of people were just sitting at the house eating. A lot of people were just sitting at the house eating, because obesity is at an all-time high. All-time high. I wonder if do people even work out anymore? It's crazy. It's crazy out here. So we know people were eating and collecting those checks, collecting unemployment checks, but how were you getting better? What did you do to make yourself better during that time period? Like I say, you found out if you had a drive, any type of drive, you found out if you had a pulse. So the tough period is a negative time period, but you had to push through it by being positive, keeping busy. You had to stay busy during that time period, because if you didn't, all you were gonna hear is negative news, things like that. So what you learned in the last 2 years about yourself. Coming with another one. Happy Father's Day to the fathers out there. Sunday. Comment, like, subscribe. Woody P with another one. Let's get it.